Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. Alright. 1 second. Alright. I'm gonna get started. Lift this up a little bit right there. That's perfect. Alright, man. Facing the east. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His Son by way of the Holy Spirit. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Barak. Those are the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah is the Father's true name. That means He is, He exists. All right. Yahawashi is the Son's true name. That means He saves, He delivers. And Barak is how you say a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. Alright, that's all in the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash. Alright, that means holy language, holy tongue. And Paleo means ancient Hebrew. So that's the ancient Hebrew. That's how we used to speak before we came to the Americas, right? Or even while, the Native Americans and Latinos was in the Americas, they spoke with that dialect before they took on the, Spanish tongue, okay? Or, their language got dilated, diluted, and they began to speak other languages, right? So that's the true language, man. When you call upon your power, you want to call upon Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Barak. And Bahasham means in the name, right? In the name, okay? Hey, second of all, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us His truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as one third men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. All right, it's your brother Roman Kazak, back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Barak. Okay, this lesson will be entitled Leadership. All right, so let's get into it. Let's first go get the word leadership in etymology.com. Leader. Is my internet tripping? I don't know. Internet issues. Okay, all right, here we go. So, leadership is the position of a leader, command from leader plus ship. Okay, it's a word forming element meaning quality, condition, act, power, skill, office, position, relationship. Well, that's ship. Okay, my internet is, I don't know what's going on. Okay, 1 second. My phone tripping. All right, we'll get the words. We have to break them down, break them in half. Leader means one who leads, one first or more prominent. All right, to guide, conduct. Okay, the head as a title for the head of an authoritarian state. Writing or statement meant to begin a discussion or debate. So it's pretty much just the first. Okay, one that's the first. You're leading, you're guiding, you're an example. Okay, and then ship, as we was reading it earlier, element meaning quality, condition, act, power, skill, office, position, relationship between. So you are the position which is first, the first position. That's what leadership is going into. Okay, and all of us have to display leadership. All of us are leaders. Okay, regardless if you're just a father, then you're what? You're leading your family. You're leading your wife. You're leading your kids. You're just you're a big brother. You're leading your little brother. You're a worker at work. And let's say you've been at the job longer than the other individuals, then you're leading them. You're showing them how to do the job. You have to show leadership. you know? So we're all leaders in some form or fashion. So don't ever look at yourself like you're not a leader, all right? We all have a role to, to guide somebody. We have to guide an individual. And even if you're not used to that position of being a leader, the Most High could easily put you into that position of being a leader. You understand? So that's easy for him to do. So we all are leaders, right? Let's get the word example, because I think it's just etymology that's tripping. But it may take some time. All right. 1 second. Like, watch, I'm typing it in. Like, I'll put example, and then it's not even loading, man. You know? Hey, what's the internet or something? I don't know. All right, here we go. Example. An instance typical of a class, a model, either good or bad, action or conduct as an object of imitation, an example to be avoided, punishment as a warning, right? So it's the guide. It's the model that you're setting. So as a leader, you're setting a model. You're setting an example. You're setting something that others are ultimately going to follow, right? As a big brother, as we said, your little brother is going to follow you and do what you do. He's going to, you know how your little brother tag on, he follows you around, blah, 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 right? As the big sibling, that's what the little sibling does most of the time, okay? We follow the elders. We follow their leadership. We follow their example. So when you teach this, when you come forth and you be in this truth and you understand that you're a leader, that you're a teacher, you have to be mindful of the example which you are setting. Okay? That's extremely important. All right? Because you don't want to go forth and blame the ministry. Let's go to 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, verse 1. We then, as workers together with him, beseech you also that you receive not the grace of power in vain. For he saith, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I succored thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. So, going into your example, going into your model, going into your leadership, what you're setting, your guide that you're setting out to others. Because the ministry is blamed based upon when you mess up, you go off, you do these type of things, you speak with filthy communication, right? Corrupt communication, which is false doctrines, blasphemy, things of that nature, then your leadership, right, becomes bad leadership because you're teaching the incorrect things that Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi did not ordain for you to teach, man. He didn't put out there, it's not in the scriptures. Ultimately, you're teaching of your own mind, right? Or you're teaching, if it's not of your own mind, it's of somebody else's mind, such as the virgin birth story, where talking about the Holy Spirit, impregnated Mary. That is of somebody's mind, right? They didn't follow Proverbs 3 and 5. They created that in their own head. And that furthermore goes back to Osiris, Set, Ra, those type of individuals. That goes back to the Talmud. It goes back to Horus. It goes back to false gods, right? Which is of the heathen's mind. Okay? So ultimately, you're not teaching what the Most High has put out there. That's not the doctrine, right? So that's corrupt communication. So you got to be mindful to not blame the ministry, to not give no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed, right? Now we have elders who display great leadership where they put out certain orders, certain things, certain behavior, things that we should follow, such as I've seen this lately. The elders have said this before, right? When you're out on the highways and byways, wear pants, man. That's simple. Okay? And I'm saying this for brothers that may not know. You may not have heard that. You may be new. All right? You may have never heard the elders say this. But you need to wear pants. Okay? You don't go out teaching in shorts. I don't care how hot it is. Right? It's hot. Yeah, I'm in California, man. Hey, I think last camp it was like 94, and the camp before that, right? So yeah, it'd be hot, okay? But we're not going to put on shorts. We have an office, going back to ship, a position, an office, and then it's a leadership, right? So a head position, because that's ultimately what you're signing up for. That's what you're walking in, okay? To be an example. Right? So you have a position to maintain. So you have to follow the orders that are put out. The elders ain't putting that out for no reason. Just so you could be out there sweating. You're going to sweat. If whatever. You got to endure the elements. They're putting it out for a certain reason. All right? To maintain order. So it won't be no confusion. So when you're out on the highways and byways, do not wear shorts. Okay? Another one is what the elder said, no muscle shirts, all right? You gotta come in a sense of modesty and decency, okay? You can't, and then that furthermore goes into your own life, bro. You don't need to be on the internet showing your chest, all right? Doing all of that. Well, men don't want to see your chest, bro, okay? We're not trying to see your chest, But we're seeing young brothers, all right? Brothers may not have ever heard it, okay? But that's some worldly Babylon shit, bro. Nobody's trying to see your chest, bro. All right? Nobody's trying to see your chest, okay? You got to leave these. These are perverse ways, okay? Now, hey, it may be times which, hey, you go to the beach. That's understandable. You swimming in a pool, that's understandable. But even in those times, I'm not recording myself. You understand? Because I'm being mindful of the example that I'm putting out there. Right? And those times at the beach is more so of an intimate setting with my family. This is not a teaching moment, right? Where I'm going forth and teaching. Okay? So you need to understand and be mindful of how you carry yourself. So therefore, you're giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. Right? Especially when you come into a leadership position. When eyes are on you heavy and individuals are looking for you to mess up. And they trying to find anything. And that's how Jake is. Okay? Keeping it going. Verse 4, but in all things approving ourselves as the ministers of power, in much patience, in afflictions, and necessities, and distresses, and stripes, and imprisonments, and tumults, and labors, and watchings, and fastings, by pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering, by kindness, by the Holy Spirit, by love unfringed, by the word of truth, by the power of Yahawah, by the armor of righteousness on the right hand and on the left, by honor and dishonor, by evil report and good report, as deceivers and yet true. Okay, let's stop it right there. So understanding all these type of things, you must maintain yourself in. Let's go back up. All right, in all things, approving ourselves. So you have to be proven. The Most High has to take you through these things. He has to take you through what? Imprisonments and stripes, afflictions and necessities. He has to put you through distress. You understand? He has to put you through tumults. He has to put you through labors, jobs, losing jobs, gaining jobs. He has to put you through cars, having a car, losing a car breaking down, being shipwrecked. He has to put you through these things because you have to be what? Approved. But in all things, approving ourselves. as a minister of Yahawah, you have to go through these situations, man. All right? By pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering. So you must maintain your pureness in all of this. You can't sell out. You can't go forth and defile your understanding just because of the situation that you was in. Now you're scamming. Now you're extorting the church. Now you're manipulating individuals. Now you're asking everybody, you're asking people for money and manipulating in that. All right, hey, can I get $100? Can I get $100? Can I get $100? You are everywhere, right? You're manipulating the brotherhood. The Most High is gonna find that out. You understand? So, by pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering, by kindness, by the Holy Spirit, by love unfringed. You understand? I'll tell you this right now, bro. It's some bills I can't pay right now. All right? But I got faith that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi gonna make it happen. All right? Even past they due dates. Esau on my phone. Hey, can we get that payment? I'm like, no, you can't. What you want me to do? Make some money appear out of nowhere? Okay? Guess what? My power is greater than your power. You understand that? So at the end of the day, he's going to take care of me. He's testing me. I have to long suffer through it. Right? I have to maintain through it. I have to be pure through it. I have to keep my knowledge through it. You can't fall out and wither away and let all the pressure of the world destroy you, bro. Okay? Because if you fall and you crack at the first little bit, you're going to fall and crack at everything, man. All right? Keeping it going. By long suffering, by kindness, by the Holy Spirit, by love unfringed. Let's get that word right there. By love unfringed.
Strong's G 505. Anupakritos.
All right. Sincere. Undisguised. Okay. And furthermore, undisassembled. Sincere. Without dissimulation. All right. So you're not fake. Just point blank period. You're not fake. You're not out here faking the funk. You're a real individual. Okay? You're a real brother. You're a sincere individual, man. I did a lesson maybe last week or 2 weeks ago entitled Be a Sincere Friend. Right? This is what you should be, man. Be real with a brother, man. All right? Be real with an individual. What Kendrick say? You don't gotta lie to kick it, my nigga. Okay? You don't have to lie to kick it. The thing about this world, in the world, man, everybody fake as fuck. In this truth, you real. We honest. Okay? You gonna be real with a brother. You can tell a brother, hey, bro, I really ain't, y'all going out, I really ain't got no money. Okay? So, I'm gonna kick it at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Cause sometimes, it be times, man, we do camp, at the camp, brothers go out and, it ain't in my budget. I'm gonna be real with you. It's not in my budget. You understand? But we got food though. Cause we bought some food. We cooking at home. I can't hit the restaurant right now. You understand? But Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi he gonna allow it when he wants to. He gonna get me right. So you have to long suffer through financial woes and things of that nature. Right? And then, you be real with a brother. A brother may be like, it's cool, bro. We got you. You understand? That has happened plenty of times. Brothers is real like that. And then when you up, you help a brother out. That's good leadership. That's you being a sincere brother. You understand? If I got money, you got money. If you got money, I got money. All right? Understanding in moderation, okay? You don't, every time we go out, the brother is like, can you pay for my meal? No, not every time, but, all right, as the spirit moves, okay? I got you this time, Man, this is how I know, bro. Brothers is so real. Over here at where we at, you know what I'm saying? Every time brothers go in the store, you need something, you need something, I'm about to go in the store. Anybody need something? Okay. All right, you need a water? You need some, you want some, we be chewing on them, what's that gum, man? That damn gum we be chewing on. All right, I forgot it. But we be chewing on that shit every camp, man. You know, but brothers be sharing. Brothers bring food. Brothers always got like nuts and stuff. They'll share the nuts. You know, brothers be bringing stuff, man. Okay, it's love. And that sincerity that's shown in this truth. You understand? So it's a real brotherhood, man. It's real love amongst your brotherhood, amongst the camp, right? You don't get that in the world, bro. You don't get that in the world like that, okay? So that's love unfringed. That's love which is sincere. And we've learned that from the leadership, all right? That's how we came up. Hey, that's, from my neck of the woods, that's just how we are. We're going to help one another. So coming into this truth and seeing that, and I'm recognizing it as real. I'm recognizing it as love. Okay? So it's no shame if an individual does not have money. Okay? Because, bro, we all in Babylon. We all struggling. This is captivity. All right? I would, you know, if you got money all the time, I'm like, that's kind of, you know, we in Babylon, bro. The hell? Shoot, sometimes, bro, bills come, bills hit, wallet is hurting. You understand? All right? So it's understandable, man. Yeah, no one is doing that much better. Exactly, we going through it. We going through hell. You know what I'm saying? But that's where you got the brotherhood that is there to help you, support you when time when you're in time of need, man. But don't manipulate and overuse the brotherhood in that sense. You got to be a man and you got to stand on your own too. You got to stand 10 toes down. You got to get out here and hustle. You got to DoorDash. You got to Uber Eats. You got to Grubhub, you know, Postmates, all right? What's that other shit? Instacart. You know, you got to find out how to get to some money legally. You understand? All right, you got to do your thing, okay? Don't allow a bad time, a bad, you know, financial slump to hold you down and for you to stay in that, all right? As the elder said many years ago, man, you got to get out there and hustle, bro, okay? Do what you can. So keeping it going. Let's read that one again. 2 Corinthians 6:6. By pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering. Many will say long suffering, but they don't want to long suffer. They don't want to suffer through not having a car. They don't want to suffer through having to take the bus. They don't want to suffer through working a job which it may, you know, a job is a job, bro. Okay? Fast food, that's still a job. You understand? You getting paid, correct? All right? That's a job. Is it getting you through? Is it feeding you? That's a job, right? So lose your damn pride, lose your ego, lose that shame or whatever that you got. You don't want your homeboys to see you working at Burger King. So what? Nigga, you in this truth. You understand? You got the utmost knowledge. You have been given a private ticket, bro. You've been given a ticket to everlasting life. When your homeboys who is going to try to clown you, they really not your homeboys. You understand? They're going to try to clown you and then, the women. Yeah, ain't no woman going to want you at Burger. Okay, so what? She going to want you in Isaiah 4:1 hit when everything hits. All right? They going to know you was the one that was teaching and preaching. They going to know it was a prophet and they miss. You understand? So we take the low route. We do what we got to do to get where we need to be. Forget what these people think. A job is a job, brother. Okay? As long as you ain't selling your soul, you ain't doing nothing morally wrong, you maintaining your integrity, a job is a job, bro. A janitor, whatever. All right? You know, it is what it is. By kindness, by the Holy Spirit, by love unfringed. So sincerity. By the word of truth. By the power of Yahawah, by the armor of righteousness on the right hand and on the left. What is that? The word of truth, Yahawashi. The power of Yahawah, by the armor of righteousness on the right hand and on the left, the angels. Okay, this is how we making it through. By Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rekakadash. Okay, because the Holy Spirit, in sense, is the angels. All right, the spirits, the 7 spirits going forth. All right, is the way that we are, in a sense, Yahawashi is feeding us through those spirits. Okay? He's allowing us and he's being intimate with us and giving us a meal to eat. Let's get that real quick. So, you're not making it by your own way. You're making it by Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. This is Revelations 3:20 in the NLT. Look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and we will share a meal together as friends. Right? So Yahawashi is sharing a meal with you as your friend. Okay? He has prepared a feast for you. Right? And he's trying to give you this food. That's not just one time. That's constantly. It's every single day. You need to go and eat. I say it like this, man. Every single day you have a date with Yahawashi. You need to go there. You need to go and eat with him, man. Right? You know? And that doesn't mean doing lessons every single day. That simply means, bruh, studying, reading, listen to a lesson. Bruh, you gotta, if you don't listen to a lesson every day, you on bullshit. I'm telling you right now. Okay? You need to listen to a lesson every day. I don't know what you're doing over there. You need to listen to a lesson I don't care, like 10-minute lesson at least. You need to listen to you need to listen to the brotherhood. You need to listen. Brothers is putting out lessons every single day. I got notifications, bro, popping up every single day. I got notifications right here. Mysteries of the Kingdom. You know, them brothers down there in Alabama. My elder out here. GMS Chicago live right now. Okay, who else? The brother Darga Bar up in Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, lessons right there. And then constantly, when I wake up in the morning, them notifications, it's like 20 lessons sitting there for me to listen to. And I'm going to just pick one, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just pick one and I'm going to get fed. Right? So that's how it should be. It shouldn't be a day you go by and you ain't listen to the brotherhood. You haven't got fed. Yahawashi is trying to feed you every single day. Right? So let's go back to 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. So by the word of truth, by the power of Yahawah, by the armor of righteousness on the right hand and on the left. Who's protecting us? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. How so? Let's get it. Okay. What is encamped around about us? What is encamped? Let's see if y'all can tell me before I get to the precept. What is encamped around about us? Can't nobody get it? I'm messing up. I'm typing slow. Oh, man. Come on, man. What's up with y'all? Y'all sleep? All right, since y'all sleep, man, hey, I'm going to make this a short lesson, man. I'm going to get up from out of here because y'all ain't listening to me. This is Psalms 34. Hey, the water Roblox bike life. The water. Angels. Right? Psalms 34:7. The angel of Yahawah encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. Right? So you have angels round about you. That's on the left hand and the right hand. Right? The Most High can send a left hand angel to fuck with you. Okay? At the end of the day, he will, and he does. He sends those challenges. Okay? At the end of the day. So we got angels. You just found that out, bro? That brother said, so we got angels. Cool. I'm like, come on. Hey, It's beautiful that you just found that out, I guess. You know? Yeah. Yeah, man. Okay, yeah, we got angels. So by the word of truth, Yahawashi, by the power of Yahawah, by the armor of righteousness on the right hand and on the left. Okay, so you have angels that encampeth around about you. Okay, so it's important to know that. You have, hey, that brother made me want to go into this even more. He said you really ain't know that. All right, hey, that's beautiful. You know, you have an angel right now. Let's go to Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, man. Okay, this is Ezekiel 9, and I'm going to start at the top. The vision of slaughter. He cried also in mine ears with a loud voice, saying, cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. Now, those that have charge over the cities is what you know as principalities. Okay, let's go get that real quick. And if you want to, bro, take notes, man. All right. This is Colossians 1:16. For by him were all things created. By who? By Yahawashi. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers or things, all things, Salakia, were created by him and for him. So everything was created by Yahawashi and for Yahawashi. All right? Through the power of Yahawah. Understand that. Now let's get that word principalities. Principalities, okay? Let's see a good one, man. The first place principality, rule, majesty, okay, of angels and demons. All right, so these are principalities. Let's see what the Strong says. Various applications of order, time, place, or rank. Beginning corner, the first estate, magistrate, power, principality, principle, rule. Right? So you have what you know as powers. All right, and we're going to get this in Daniel because it explains it even better. You have certain what you know as spirits that are ruling over a certain area. All right? You have spirits that are ruling over a certain area. So in Babylon, this is known as the whore. All right, of Babylon. This is the whore. So this place is open up to all those different spirits which were in all those captivities which we went in before. So this place, that's why this place is like ancient Babylon. This place is also like ancient Egypt. This place is likened unto ancient Persia. It's likened unto ancient Greece. It's likened unto ancient Rome. It's likened unto ancient Assyria. I'm running out of fingers. You know, it's likened unto all the captivities which we went in. You understand? And all those captivities had principalities. Okay? Evil demons. Demons, high ranking demons, which that's on the left-hand side, which ruled over those places. All right, now let's go to the book of Daniel real quick. Now let's bring this out. This is Daniel 10, and I just want to get straight to the point. Daniel 10 and 20. All right. Then said he, knowest thou, wherefore I come unto thee, and now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia. And when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Grecia shall come. Now, let's go back up for context. Okay, because this is that angel that came to see Daniel. Okay, where is it at? Right here. So we'll go to 12. Then said he unto me, fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy power, thy words were heard, and I am come to thy words. So Daniel prayed for 21 days. He fasted and prayed for 21 days. Okay. But the angel could not reach him because it was a principality, a demon on the left-hand side, which is really just a left-hand angel, okay? All right? And it was holding back the messenger angel from from coming to see Daniel, right? Now, what happened? But the prince of the kingdom of Persia, this ain't talking about the prince of Persia as the one that ruled over Persia. No, this is talking about a principality, a demon. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. Okay? So he was held back. All right? But Michael knocked him back. Now, as we go back down to 20, then said he, knoweth thou wherefore I come unto thee, and now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia. So he has to go back and fight with him. And when I am going forth, is the prince of Grecia shall come. What empire came after Persia? The Greek Empire. All right? So that's showing you that the Persian Empire had a principality, the prince of Persia, which ruled over it. Then the Greek Empire had a principality, all right? The prince of Grecia, which ruled over it, all right? So I hope it's all making sense to you, bro. So you have angels and demons, okay? But they're all controlled by Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Don't get it twisted, okay? Let's see what this individual said. This individual said, and we can see in the book of Job that Lucifer was unable to touch Job without God's permission. All right, Roblox. So, bro, in the book of Job, it speaks nothing of Lucifer. You understand? I'm going to go to the book of Job. Okay? Lucifer is not in the book of Job. Okay? And this is, and I hope you sincere. This is where a lot of individuals, they get it twisted. Okay? No, not or Satan, but who you know as Satan. The spiritual demon. Okay? So let's go to the book of Job. This is Job 1:6. Now there was a day when the sons of power came to present themselves before Yahawah, and Satan came also among them. And Yahawah said unto Satan, whence cometh thou? Then Satan answered Yahawah and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And Yahawah said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth power and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered Yahawah and said, doeth Job fear power for naught? Hast thou not made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. Now that right there goes into the right-hand angels, which are around Job. That's that hedge. You understand? So Satan is on the left-hand side. This demon, okay? The spiritual demon, Satan, right? So he was like, hey, you know, Job is good because you got him. You protected him, right? So Yahawah was like, all right, I'm going to remove that hedge and I'm going to let you do what you do, but don't kill him, all right? Basically, if you read that story. Now, we got to bring out edification for the brother Roblox to furthermore understand, you know, that Lucifer was not talked about, because Lucifer is something totally different. All right. So let's go to Isaiah, the 14th chapter. OK, this is Isaiah 14. We're going to start at 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. This is not a principality. This is a man. And say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Now, what is that golden city? That's America. That's this place. This place is ceasing at this point in time. The king of Babylon is who you know as DJT. All right, Trump, right? Nero 47, whatever you want to call him. And then those that rule over him, which is the banking families, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, etc., etc. Okay, verse 5. Yahawah have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He's breaking the banking families. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. The YT man runs the nation in anger. He runs this world in complete anger. All right, like a little crybaby child, man. He's having a temper tantrum. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. When they are took out of power, the whole earth is going to be at rest and is quiet, and everybody's going to rejoice. All right. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. This is talking about nations. The nations are going to rejoice because now nobody is going to persecute them in that sense. But they're going to be in captivity, in slavery, under us, the Israelites. But understand this, it's going to be a far better planet. It's going to be a far better society, a far better environment when we are in rulership. So they will rejoice. Life will be real again. They'll get to enjoy life in a better, the food will be real. You won't have to deal with no damn 3D printed meat, man. Okay? So keeping it going. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All right, so all the kings of the nations, where the nations have kings such as Nebuchadnezzar, such as Cyrus, such as Darius, etc., right? These kings of the nations will be back, but they will still be subject to the Israelites, all right? Under the order of Melchizedek, Malak Tazadak. They'll have to be bringing us 10% of what they have, the best, 10% of their rubies, their diamonds, their crops, their animals, all right, their women. They'll bring us concubines, things of that nature, okay? This is how the earth is going to be ruled. Salakia. All right. Verse 10, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Who are they talking to? They're talking once again unto the king of Babylon and the rulers, the one that rule the earth right now, the banking families. Okay? So they're going to be speaking to them like, y'all weak as us now. Y'all don't got power how y'all used to. Thy pomp, which is going into thy pride, is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worm cover thee. A lot of death for these individuals. How art thou fallen from heaven? Now, this is where Roblox, I see your mistake, because you think in heaven is talking about the third heaven, where the Most High is. But no, it's not talking about that. Heaven is simply talking about a rulership position. The white man is in his heaven right now. So this is talking about the banking families falling from their rulership position. That's what this whole chapter is really going into. All right, from verse 4 going downward. So they're falling from their rulership position. Oh, Lucifer, they're what? They're known as the light bringers. Another word for them would be the Illuminati, right? That's what they call themselves. Okay, all these different type of secret societies, right? They worship the owl because the owl can see in the dark. They feel like they have the light when everybody else is in darkness. You understand? So this is who Lucifer is, the banking families. Okay? How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? This is not talking about an angel. This is simply talking about the banking families which rule the earth at this point in time. Now, let's keep reading because it'll furthermore cement it. Verse 15. All right, keeping it going. Oh, Salaki, actually, verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of power. The stars of power are the Israelites. All right, that's us. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. They have what? They have their space stations. They have all these different type of satellites. All right, they have all this different type of, technology. They're trying to fly and go to the moon and go to Mars and all of this. They're trying to document everybody. They want everybody on a digital ID type of system, a digital-based system. You understand? They're trying to be like the Most High, Yahawah, and his son, Yahawashi. Okay? So they're trying to be like the Lord. Right? Keeping it going. They said that in their heart. You understand? That's their pride. That's their pomp. That shit is going to be brought down. Verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell to the sides of the pit. What is that talking about? That's simply talking about the lake of fire, America. Okay? All right? They will be brought down and burnt up. That's not talking about nowhere deep down in the earth. No. That's talking about the ICBM missiles, nukes, hitting the earth, nuclear warfare, okay, and burning them up. Okay? That's what's going to happen. And those that align with them, all right? Even those of our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that have aligned with this system, this beast system, you will be burnt up as well. Okay? Now keeping it going. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell to the sides of the pit. And furthermore, that's going into them being in slavery for 1,000 years. Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? All right? It's no angel. So Lucifer is not an angel. Once again, it's going into the banking families. Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the houses of his prisoners? All right? So that's what it's going into, bro. I pray you get that understanding. I pray you get that breakdown. Okay? Lucifer and Satan is not the same person. Now, you do have the YT man, and he's known as Satan, okay, on this earth. Yes, indeed. All right? But he's not an angel. All right? Okay, good. But he is known as Satan. He's also known as that old serpent. He's known as the dragon, right? All right, so that I get it, but he's not the spiritual demon Satan. The spiritual demon Satan is more righteous than all of us. And that may sound weird, but he's doing everything that the Most High wants him to do because he's set up on the left-hand side, right? And I'm going to get one scripture to prove that. Let's go to Psalm 78, verse 49. And it reads, he cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them. So that's talking about those principalities on the left-hand side. Evil angels. Who cast them down? Yahawah. The Father sends evil angels. So he controls that spiritual demon, Satan, which is in the book of Job. You understand? And this is who the physical counterpart, Satan, which is the YT man, is in communion with. This is why he does rituals and things of that nature, man. All right? He's trying to summon the spiritual demon, Satan, and to talk to him. All right? So this is why they do all these different type of rituals, So, brother said he didn't know that. Hey, pray you get that breakdown. Pray you wrote those scriptures down. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back over to Colossians 1:16. For by him, by Yahawashi, were all things created that are in heaven, that are in earth. That's every single angel. That's every single demon. Visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him. Thrones, every single president, every single position that's set up, every single thing was created by Yahawashi. All right? So it's nothing out of his control. It's nothing that's going that he doesn't know about, that he's not in control of, And that's all through the strength and power of Yahawah, allowing that to be, right? Now, let's go back to 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. And that all of that should have broke down verse 7. By the word of truth, by the power of Yahawah, by the armor of righteousness, on the right hand and on the left. So right-handed angels and left-handed angels. Okay? Keeping it going. By honor and dishonor. By evil report and good report. As deceivers and yet true. Okay? So you got to go through. You're going to be honored and you're going to be dishonored, man. You're going to go through people bigging you up, lifting you up, and you're going to go through people slandering your name and persecuting you and talking shit about you. You got to go through all of that. Get used to it. All right? And patience possess ye your souls. Okay? Consider these things. And when they come, don't look so surprised, right? This is what's supposed to happen. Ain't you a man of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi? So ain't this what's supposed to happen? Ain't you supposed to get cussed at? Ain't you supposed to get, talk shit about? Ain't your mama or your daddy supposed to be against you? Your sister, your brother supposed to be against you? You understand? So don't expect the expected, right? That's what's supposed to happen. Keeping it going. Verse 9. As unknown and yet well known. As dying and behold, we live, as chastened and not killed. So we getting our ass beat by the Most High. We are chastised, but we not killed. He's going to push us to a point where we want to give up, but we can't give up. We got to keep going. And that's when you break that limit. Shout out to my Dragon Ball Z fans, man. Goku, man, we got to be limit breakers. We got to break that limit. And once we break that limit, we get what? We get that ultra instinct. We just moving now. They can't touch us. We automatically with it. All right? So we have to go through a position where it's like we died. For people that would know what I'm talking about. How Goku, it was like he died, but he came back with the ultra instinct. That's how we gonna be in those everlasting bodies, man. Unfuck-wittable. You understand? Unfuck-wittable. Okay? So let's get some more of this. As sorrowful, yet always rejoicing. As poor, yet making many rich. As having nothing, and yet possessing all things. Right? So we are in a position of mourning, but we also rejoicing. Because we know that, it's almost over. This time period of pain, of strife, of hatred that this world is throwing out and all of that, it's almost over, man. Okay? We about to be in a position of strength, a position of power. Okay? So as a proper leader, you have to foresee what's happening. You got to keep your eyes on the goal when your soldiers are getting weak. They over here talking about they need water. And it ain't no water for the next 2 miles. But you got to keep the vibe going. You got to keep their spirits high. Hey, just keep pushing. Keep pushing. We going to get it. We going to make it. You have to get your platoon to where they got to make it, man. All right? If you start breaking down, crying, bitching, then what are they going to do? They following you. They doing what you do. You understand? So you have to give that good example, man. What if Yahawashi would have been like, nah, I can't go up on the cross. Nah, hell nah. Then what about us carrying our cross? You know what I'm saying? So he gave us that example, right? If any man doesn't want to carry their cross, he can't be a follower of Yahawashi. Okay? Let's get that. You don't want to carry your cross? You can't be no follower of Yahawashi. It's not going to work out for you. What is that? That's Matthew 10. And let's start at 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. That's going into, your family, but also your own nation. All right? People in Israel is of our own household. They're our brothers and sisters. You understand? So our own people, 2/3 of our people are going to hate us, despise us, persecute us, want to kill us. Crucify him. They're going to have that same spirit for us as they had for Yahawashi. Yeah, put that nigga in the guillotine. Put that nigga in front of the firing squad. Right? You damn Hebrew Israelites. Yeah, all these Hebrew Israelites need to go down. They're going to have that feeling, man. Just how they had it for Yahawashi, bro. They're going to have that same feeling. You understand? This is what's coming, man. But as a leader, we got to know this. And we got to prepare ourselves. And we got to be, they on bullshit. They don't have the water. They don't got the living water. They on all this other bullshit, man. We got to foresee and we got to keep the platoon, keep the company, keep the division together. We got to keep our brothers strengthened. This is why, as the scripture says, exhort daily. You know, going into Elder Apostle Gabar's page, daily exhortation. Right? This is why you daily exhort. This is why you come forth. All right? Like I said, if you ain't doing a lesson, at least hit a brother up. Give a compliment to a brother. Talk to a brother. How you doing, bro? You good? You need something? I see you ain't did a lesson in a minute. You straight? You straight? It's all good over there? You know what I'm saying? That goes back into being what? Love unfringed, sincere. Not fake shit, but real shit. All right? A man's foe shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. You can't give too much time to your woman. You can't give too much time to your kids. You got to give more time to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You understand? And that may not be what you want to do, but that's what's necessary. You got to put your affections up above. We trying to leave. We trying to get up out of here, man. All right? In the kingdom, bro, I could play with my kids all day. You know, we could do what we really want to do. We could go, shoot, I would love to go to like Antarctica or something with my kids and just have fun. Just be running on the snow. You know what I'm saying? Just all this different type of shit. Jumping off of waterfalls, 50 feet in the air, scoop with my kids, knowing that we not going to die. You know what I'm saying? That's real. We really living in the kingdom, right? You know? So I got to work to get to that point. We got to work to get on that chariot. We got to work to get up out of here. So this is what's most important at this point in time. This is what's most important, man. And as a real woman, okay, as a real individual, as a real brother, you would look and recognize that. You would peep that. You would understand that this man loves me so much, you know, because he's putting what's the really actually matters in this world. He's putting that first, and he's going forth to get it for me. We doing this, bro. Don't trip. You want your family to be saved. You want your family to make it. All right? That's at the end of the day. You want your wife and your kids to come with you, of course. You know what I'm saying? So keeping it going. Verse 38. He that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. You giving up, talking about you can't do this no more. You don't want to go out on the corners, on the highways and hedges and preach because it's too cold, it's too windy. All right, your back hurt, your knees hurt, etc., etc. Come on, man, cut it out. All right, you making all these damn excuses. Man, just go back in the world, man. I'm going to tell you right now, if you making all these damn excuses why you can't do no damn videos and you can't go out on the highways and hedges, okay? Just go back in the world, man. Damn. Tired of hearing niggas complain, man. Don't come around me with that type of energy, bro, because I ain't trying to hear it. Hey, I know, brother, I ain't did a lesson in 3 weeks, brother. You was bullshitting. That's what you was doing. Don't talk to me. Talk to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi about it. That's who you going to have to answer to. All right? That's who you going to have to answer to. Because you not taking your cross. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. You just not worthy. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. You understand? So you're not holding on to your life at this point in time. That's foolishness. What is this world going to give you? What? Y'all in the comments right now, can y'all name me something in this world that's better than Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, that's better than the kingdom of heaven? Can y'all name one thing? I'll wait. I'll give y'all 10 seconds, man. Can y'all name me one thing that's better than Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, the kingdom of heaven? Anybody got anything? Let's start a timer. Anybody? Hey. And that motherfucker stopped at 10:44. Get the fuck out of here. And that motherfucker stopped at 10:44. Oh. Everybody saw that. Everybody saw that, boy. Hey, Salakia, boy. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Hey, the water Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Kakadash. Halalyam la Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Everybody just saw that, bro. Hey, he's showing us right now. You know what I'm saying? He's showing us. Ain't nothing better than him. Ain't nothing better. Nothing. Right? Let's go back over to 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. Verse 11. O ye Corinthians, our mouth is open unto you, our heart is enlarged. Ye are not straitened in us, but ye are straitened in your own bowels. The things that you want to do, your flesh, what you love, what you want, what you feel is a necessity, your desires, what you think in your mind. You want to do everything else but serve Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Oh yeah, I gotta go see this Kendrick concert. I gotta see Chris Brown. I gotta see J. Cole. Right? I gotta go mess with this girl tonight. You ain't did a lesson all week. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get GTA 6. I gotta get GTA 6. Hey, get GTA 6. Do your thing. But you need to have your priorities in order. You need to make sure you serving the Lord more than you serving the world. All right? Separate, man. Stop going after what's in your bowels, man. Okay? Now, for verse 13. Now for a recompense in the same, I speak as unto my children. Be ye also enlarged. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness. It's no point in doing all that worldly shit anymore. Come into your new man consistently. Don't keep bouncing back in the truth. You got 1 foot in the truth, 1 foot in the world. All right? It's not going to work out. It's not going to work out, man. You know? That's why I tell you, bro. If you feeling like that, go back in the world. Nobody likes a lukewarm individual. Nobody likes lukewarm tea. Nobody likes lukewarm soda. Nobody likes lukewarm anything. Give it to me either cold or give it to me hot. All right? Give it to me cold or give it to me hot. Don't be halfway in the world or don't be halfway in the truth, man. Nobody likes that, bro. No, nobody likes lukewarm showers. All right? Do you know it's better to take a cold shower than it is to take a lukewarm shower? What does a cold shower do? This is, if you know anything about physical therapy and things of that nature, all right? They have it in the physical therapy place where you get in hot water and then you jump out of that and you automatically go into an ice bath. Okay? You get in hot, like the jacuzzi, and then you get out of that and you go into an ice bath. What does that do for you? That repairs your body faster. All right? The Most High set it up. It's a balance. Cold or hot. Cold or hot. Righteous or wicked. Righteous or wicked. Ain't no lukewarm. That lukewarm shit don't do nothing. That ain't repairing you. You need to be in a hot bath or you need to be in a cold bath. That's what repairs you. That's what gets you better. You know? Give me my tea hot or give me my tea cold. Okay? Yeah, brothers love being lukewarm. Kind. You know what I'm saying? Don't come around me being half-ass. If you comfortable being half-ass with yourself, then you got problems with yourself. And furthermore, going back into that, all right? Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. Why? Because that's going to latch off onto you. Their unbelief is going to latch off unto you. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness? Their darkness, which is in their bodies, is going to eventually latch off unto you. And you're going to eventually run back into the world. You hanging around a chick that smoke weed, but you don't do that. What are you eventually going to do? You're eventually going to smoke weed. It's going to be all up in your pores, man. The smoke is running up in you. So therefore, the addiction is create. Do you know it's worse? Secondhand smoke is actually worse than smoking. Secondhand smoke is worse than smoking. You could look that up. All right? So you don't need to be around that. You don't need to be around that type of environment. I look at this goofy man, big Yasharahla. I looked at this. I was scrolling through TikTok earlier, and he was talking to somebody. Yeah, they was having a stupid little debate, as they always do. They don't teach nothing. All they do is debate, and every other word that was coming out of his mouth was nigga. He was like, "Hold up, nigga. Hold up, nigga." I'm like, bro, I don't call no brother that. Okay? Unless you on some bullshit, unless you bugging the fuck out. I'm not calling you that. We call each other Ak, Malak, Akya, Malakya, you know, et cetera, et cetera. We treat each other with honor and respect. We not niggas. You understand? So it's showing his mindset hasn't changed, and the brother was teaching with a do-rag on. They teach with hats on, do-rags. They don't respect or honor Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. But we constantly see a lot of you Israelites up in there, man, with them. That's fellowship with unbelievers. So therefore, you're not going to believe. You're going to have unbelief as well, because they don't believe. They're not walking the correct way. They're not circumspect. They're not examining themselves to see if they're in the faith. How you in the faith, but you still talking and acting like a nigga? You bringing black culture into this truth. No, don't go in there to rebuke. What the fuck? What? Hold up, bro. Let's get some scriptures on that, man. Okay? Let's get some scriptures on that. It's not even edifying. Proverbs 9:8. Rebuke not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. That's it. I would give rebuke to a brother that I know is actually going to listen and take heed to it. I'm not going to give rebuke to these goofies. They're not going to take heed to it. What are they on? What are they on? Going back to 2 Corinthians. Let's go back. This is why these things was written, man. This is who Paul was talking about, man. Verse 11. O ye Corinthians, our mouth is open unto you. Our heart is enlarged. We right here with it. We open to these individuals. All right. We're enlarged to them. But guess what? Ye are not strengthening in us, but ye are strengthening in your own bowels. They don't care what we saying. We open. We giving them much kindness, much love. But they don't care. All they care about is what's in their own bowels, the pride, their flesh, what's going in their mind. They don't care what the scriptures say. They're full of debate, and that's a sin, right? The Most High says, mark them, which cause divisions. So we mark them. We tell brothers and sisters to stay away from them, all right? We over here teaching lessons constantly every single damn day, damn near, you know? We feeding our sheep the correct nutrition that they need to grow and be strong. That's what we do, because that's what Yahawashi, our king, did. That's what our elders do. That's what Paul did. That's what Moses did. That's what Elijah did. That's what Ezekiel did. That's what Jeremiah did. That's what all prophets do. That's what prophets do. Motherfuckers talking about they prophets. You don't do what a prophet does. So how the fuck is you a prophet? Tired of this shit, bro. Tired, man. Tired, bro. You know? So be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness? Let them individuals stay in darkness. because that's what they love. All right? That's what they love. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, at this point in time, man, I take any questions if there's any questions. Brothers and sisters got any type of questions. And then I'm going to get up on out of here. Okay? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You got a question? Go ahead. I'm going to salute out, though. Facing the east, giving all praise, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, and Kakadash. And double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well in sincerity, tell us this truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, as always. All right. Let's get this question. This individual said, it's Yahawashi. Yahawashi is his true name. It's not Jesus. The letter J was created in 1524. Okay, so look that up and understand that his name is not Jesus. Okay, it's Yahawashi. Yahawashi is in the Hebrew. That means he saves, he delivers. Okay, so they said when Yahawashi told them some of the people standing there would taste death, what did that mean? Okay, he said some of the people standing there would not take death. Okay. All right. So I got you. Let's get that real quick. He said some of them standing there would not taste death. Okay. This is Matthew 16:28. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. All right. Now, what is that talking about? Them not tasting death. Did they die? Yes, they died, right? But it's talking about this point in time, okay? So let's go to 1 Thessalonians 4, and let's start at 13, all right? And it says, those who died in Hamashiach. Okay, we in 1 Thessalonians 4:13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that you sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahawashi died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahawashi will power bring with him. So it's going to be a resurrection. Okay, individuals are going to be brought up out of the graves, brought into everlasting bodies. That's what we're seeking. 15. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. Okay. Now, did the Lord come already? No. So understanding this, it's only two major deaths, right? The first death and the second death. We're trying to escape the second death, which will be by ICBM missiles, thermonuclear hellfire. All right, nukes coming down and hitting this place. So we're trying to escape that death. That's the second death. The first death is what you know as the flood, which the whole earth felt except 8 souls. All right, so Yahawashi is telling us these things concerning this massive death, the second death, which is coming. Up until that time, we have to go through death. And I don't know if you're familiar with reincarnation, which that's a little deeper, but I'll touch on it a little bit, right? But we had to go through these lives, our sentences, and we had to die. And then every 3 to 4 generations, we would come back and we live out our sentence again, all right, for what we did in our past life and this life. So we live out this sentence, So this time, it's going to be brothers here right now that will not die. They will not have to taste death. They will not taste the second death, which is the nukes. They won't die in the nukes. They'll be what? They'll be beamed up in chariots, as Matthew 24 and 29 through 31 talks about, right? Now, furthermore, let's finish this because this will give you some more understanding. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of power, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. So that's talking about brothers and sisters that died in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right, brothers and sisters that died in the name of the Lord, they kept the doctrine and they were true. They're going to what? They're going to rise first. He's going to bring their souls up and put them in their everlasting bodies. All right. So keeping it going. Then verse 17, then we which are alive and remain, this is in the day of the Lord, talking about Jacob's trouble. All right. During the time of when the ICBM missiles are coming, the nukes are falling. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. Right? So when our king comes, he's coming from the east to the west. Okay? And he's going to beam the dead up first, and then he's going to beam up the ones that are alive and bring them up with him as well. And we're all going to be in that chariot, which is as big as the earth. We're all going to be in that chariot together. And this only is ownership of this pertains to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which you see on this chart. All right. So that's what it's talking about. So when he's saying some of you here that shall not taste death, that's talking about it was brothers back then that were there, that saw Yahawashi, that walked with Yahawashi. And those brothers are back here today. Okay? They were back here today. All right? You got another question. You said, I got one more question. I believe, Salakia, I believe there were people alive before Adam and Eve. Do you agree? Okay? All right, so let's go to Genesis. So this is the 6th day. Okay. This is verse 24, Genesis 1 and 24. And Halalyam, this is Yahawashi and the angels, which is the 144,000 creating everything. And Halalyam said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing and beast of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And Halalyam made the beast of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And Halalyam saw that it was good. And Halalyam said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So Halalyam created man in his own image, in the image of power created he him, male and female created he them. And Halalyam blessed them, and Halalyam said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And Halalyam said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing tree seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which of the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, etc., etc., etc. Okay, now going into your question, we needed to read that just for you to understand that the living creature, that's what you know as the human. We are the living creature. We are as a creature, as the scripture says. Why does the creature worship? They basically, who changed the truth into the creature? Slacker, who changed the truth into them worshiping the creature more than the creator? Right. So we are known as a creature. Now, this will tie it all together. Let's go to Genesis 2 and let's go downward. Let's go to verse 7. And Yahawah power, so this is the Lord now, this is the Father, formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. This is talking about who? Adam, right? So yes, you would be right. It was others that were created. All right. And Adam was always also created. Now that breath of life that made him a living soul, that breath of life would be what? We got any brothers and sisters in here that can answer that? Let me see. Parayam, I know you know it. My brother Nashar, I already know you know it. You know. All right. Whatever. I just keep answering it. Yeah, the spirit. Okay. That would be the laws, commandments, and statutes. The spirit, the Holy Spirit, that breath. Right. So that would have what? That would have created, Adam. That would have been what? He would have been a son of power. Because he has that understanding. He has that law, commandments, and statutes. And he would have taught that to his offsprings. Now, furthermore, how do we know that it was others besides Adam? All right. Let's go to Genesis 3. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahawah power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have power said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. Now, point blank period. Let's hold up. Did the serpent come from Adam? Let's see, Yes. The other people, the garden is what you know as Jerusalem or Israel. No, awoken one. The serpent didn't come from no damn Eve. No. We gonna get it. We gonna get it. Yeah, the sons of the wicked. All right, the brother, bro, you ain't even got to answer, bro. You already know. But, okay, let's go into it. So, the serpent, this is a man. All right, we went into this maybe like 3 lessons ago, I think. Going to the word serpent, it's Nakash, right? Serpent, image, fleeing serpent. Going to the root. The root is what? To practice divination, divine, observe signs, learn by experience, diligently observe, practice fortune telling, take us an omen. So basically, a witch or a warlock, all right? Whisperer, a magic spell. Generally, to prognosticate, certainly divine, enchanter. So this is a wizard. This is what that serpent was. This was a man. And this man did not come from Adam. This was of those living creatures. Okay? So, yes, it was other individuals that were on the earth other than Adam. But they did not have that breath of life. It's the same thing as today. They had their philosophies. All right? You know how the Chinese worship Buddha? All right? How Islam, they worship Hinduism. You know what I'm saying? They did their own religions. They had all this other BS that they were serving. We served Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You understand? So as the brother is saying, it's 3 classifications of men. And that's why regeneration, reincarnation is important to all of this. Because that serpent, that soul, would eventually turn into who? Esau. Bringing back the sons of the wicked. Because the serpent is the sons of the wicked before Esau was there. It's that same soul, that wicked soul, which uses what? Uses magic. They still use magic. They use pharmacy, pharmakia, that goes back into a spell, magic, right? And then furthermore, as the brother is stating, you had the sons of men, the sons of the wicked, and the sons of power, natural, carnal, and the spiritual. Yeah. So that serpent was Esau. Yes, that's the soul. All right. So you had other nations that were there during that time. Now, going back to the garden, Adam ruled from the garden, which would have been Israel. That would have been the middle of the earth. It's still the middle of the earth. Israel. If you look on a map, Israel is going to be dead center, the middle of everything. And it would have been the same because back then it would have been Pangea. And Israel would have still been smack dead in the middle. Everything just scattered during the flood, and went out. All right. Yeah, it's all good though. The brother said, when I tell my brother that Hamashiach came for the lost Israel, the lost tribe of Israel. My Rasta brother give me the runner. Well, he's in Rastafarian, man. Okay? The Lord has put him in a delusional type of spirit. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, after 2 admonitions, reject. Just leave him be. Just leave him be. Don't get caught up in that battle trying to go back and forth with him or nothing like that. Leave him be. You know, if the Lord wants him, he will draw him. Right? But I pray you got an understanding to your questions. Or do I need to go deeper? Do you understand your questions that you asked? Did I break it down, you know, where you can understand it? Yes, no, maybe so. Awoken one? Not really, bro. Okay. The sons of the wicked also would have been Cain. All right, and they were given the mark of Cain, which that would have been Yahawah taking the pigment from Cain. So this is why those devils peel in the sun. They have that same mark. All right, the mark of Cain, you know. Okay, you confused on your journey right now? Well, hey, bro, you know, yeah, just come to the live, bro. Just come to the live more often. Study our pages. I would suggest you go to GMS Elders the Milk on YouTube. I'm about to pull it up for you. You know, if you serious, I would say screenshot this. I'm about to put it up for you. Pull it up for you. This is GMS Elders the Milk. Okay, these are the elders that taught us. This is the, you know, the most accurate breakdowns you could get. Okay, GMS Elders the Milk. GMS Elders the Milk. Yeah, you just got into the Bible this month. Yeah, we'll take it slow. Come to these lives, ask questions. I give questions at the end of the lesson, you know, and just study, man. Write these. I pray you wrote these scriptures down that I went into. You know what I'm saying? All right. The brother said, "Who do you think you were before this time?" We don't get into that. That has nothing. It don't matter. I'm telling you right now, it don't matter. It don't matter who I was. Cause shit, am I gonna make it or not? That's what matters. So you got a lot of foolish individuals that get caught up in that. Like, yeah, man, I'm Elijah. I'm Ezra. That shit doesn't matter. No. A real prophet would not be like that. You know what I'm saying? We have the fear of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi in us. Okay? So we're striving, we're putting on as the elect. It doesn't matter who we were before this time. Right? It's Hamashiach. If a brother could, put it in the comment for the brother, Hamashiach. Yeah, Elijah is John the Baptist is Elijah. The brother said, what about when Yahawashi said people didn't even notice Elijah when he came? Was that reincarnation? Yes, Elijah is John the Baptist. Okay? So, yeah, I'm about to wrap it up, but I'm going to put this in the comment for you, man. The true names. And once again, go to that Elders the Milk, GMS Elders the Milk page, and also take down these true names. The father's name is Yahawah, and the son's name is Yahawashi. Yahawah and Yahawashi. Those are the true names of the Father and the Son. That's in the Hebrew. All right. So we don't say Christ. We say Hamashiach, the anointed. The anointed. But hey, the water for everybody that came through. All right. The water for all the precepts, all the help, all the support. And I pray you was edified. You know what I'm saying? It's right here, bro. The brother put it. He spelled it. Hamashiach. Actually, that's not how you spell it. Okay. I'm gonna put it down the correct way. It's Hamashiach. Hamashiach, right there. Hamashiach. It means the anointed, the anointed. All right. So, hey, with that being said, man, I already saluted out. So, Shalawam, Shalawam. Yeah, that's Hebrew. Shalawam, Shalawam. Keep the faith, keep the faith. All right. Lord willing, I'll be live again tomorrow. Okay. Shalawam, Shalawam.